Most gardeners use mulch to protect their tomato plants. But what if I told you most mulch actually does nothing to feed your tomatoes? And that's why plants look okay at first, then suddenly stop growing, drop flowers, or produce small fruit. Today, I'm going to show you one simple mulch trick that doesn't just sit on top of the soil. It slowly feeds your tomato plant every day, improves the soil underneath, and helps you get healthier plants without adding more fertilizer. This is one of those small changes that makes a huge difference. If you grow tomatoes, you already know they're heavy feeders. They don't just want water and sunlight, they want living, rich soil. The problem is, most of us mulch the wrong way. We throw something on top of the soil, thinking it's helping, but underneath, the soil stays tired, dry, and low on nutrients. In this video, I'll show you a nourishing mulch method that works with nature instead of fighting it. It feeds the soil, supports beneficial microbes, holds moisture longer, and gives your tomato roots a steady supply of nutrients. By the end of this video, you'll know what type of mulch actually feeds tomatoes, how thick it should be, and how to apply it without causing rot or pests. If you want stronger plants, deeper green leaves, and better fruit set, this is something you'll want to try. Why tomatoes don't thrive with normal mulch. Most gardeners mulch tomatoes with good intentions. We want to keep the soil moist, stop weeds, and protect roots from heat. And yes, mulch can do those things. But here's the problem. Most mulch only protects the soil. It doesn't feed it. Tomatoes are heavy feeders. They grow fast, produce a lot of foliage, and then push out flowers and fruit nonstop. That kind of growth drains nutrients quickly. When you put plain wood chips, plastic sheets, or decorative bark on top of the soil, you're basically adding a cover, not a meal. At first, the plant looks fine. Leaves stay green, growth seems steady, but after a few weeks, signs of stress appear. New growth slows down, flowers drop, fruits stay small or uneven. Many people think this means they need stronger fertilizer, but the real issue is happening under the mulch. The soil beneath standard mulch often becomes inactive. There's little microbial life, poor nutrient movement, and weak root interaction. Tomatoes don't just absorb nutrients directly from fertilizer. They depend on living soil organisms to break nutrients down into usable forms. So, when mulch doesn't support soil life, tomatoes suffer, silently. The plant isn't starving because you didn't feed it, it's starving because the soil can't deliver food efficiently. This is where the nourishing mulch trick comes in. Instead of thinking of mulch as a blanket, we need to start thinking of it as a slow, natural feeding system, one that feeds the soil first and lets the soil feed the plant. The key difference between ordinary mulch and nourishing mulch is simple. One just covers the soil, the other actively improves it. Nourishing mulch works in layers. Each layer has a job. Together, they create a system where nutrients are released slowly, moisture is locked in, and soil life stays active all season long. The first layer is what I call the food layer. This is where nutrition comes from. Compost, vermicompost, or well-rotted manure all work perfectly here. This layer is not thick. Usually 1 to 2 inches is enough. Its job is to provide organic matter that soil microbes can break down. The second layer is the protection layer. This is what most people think of as mulch: straw, dry leaves, or dried grass clippings. This layer goes on top of the compost and acts like a lid. It slows down evaporation, prevents nutrient loss, and controls temperature. Here's why this works so well for tomatoes. Every time you water, nutrients from the compost layer slowly move downward. Microbes stay active because they have food and moisture. Roots grow deeper and stronger because the soil environment stays stable. Instead of forcing nutrients into the plant all at once, this method feeds tomatoes gently and continuously. No sudden growth spikes, no nutrient crashes, just steady, healthy development. This is how tomatoes grow best in nature, rich organic matter below, protective material above, and life happening in the soil between. Subject 3. Step by step. How to apply nourishing mulch correctly. Applying nourishing mulch is simple, but timing and placement matter a lot. Doing it right makes all the difference. Start with moist soil. Always water your tomato plant lightly before mulching. Never mulch dry soil because you'll lock dryness underneath and slow root activity. Next, add the food layer. Spread 1 to 2 inches of compost or vermicompost around the plant. Keep it a few inches away from the main stem. This prevents rot and allows airflow. Think of feeding the roots, not the stem. Now comes the protection layer. Add 3 to 4 inches of straw, dry leaves, or dried grass clippings on top of the compost. This layer should be fluffy, not packed down. Air gaps help regulate temperature and encourage beneficial organisms. Leave a small open ring around the stem. This small detail prevents fungal problems and keeps pests away from the base of the plant. Once done, water gently again. This helps settle the layers and activates microbial movement. From this point on, you'll notice that the soil stays moist much longer, even on hot days. You don't need to replace the mulch often. As the bottom layer breaks down, it becomes part of the soil. Simply top it up every few weeks if it thins out. This method turns watering into feeding and mulch into a living system, exactly what tomatoes love. Subject 4. Extra boosts that make this mulch even more powerful. The nourishing mulch system works great on its own, but if you want to push tomato health even further, a few simple additions can help. One easy boost is crushed eggshells. Sprinkle them lightly under the compost layer. Over time, they break down and add calcium, which helps prevent blossom end rot. Another option is compost tea or diluted vermicompost tea once a month. Pour it gently around the mulch. This recharges microbial life and speeds nutrient cycling without stressing the plant. Living companions also work surprisingly well. Plants like basil, marigold, or low-growing herbs act as living mulch. They shade the soil, attract beneficial insects, and improve the growing environment without competing heavily with tomatoes. Avoid synthetic fertilizers while using nourishing mulch. Too much fast-release feeding can disrupt the natural balance you're creating. Let the soil do the work. This system is especially powerful during flowering and fruiting stages, when tomatoes need consistent nutrition but hate sudden changes. The goal isn't to grow the fastest plant, it's to grow the strongest, most balanced plant. Nourishing mulch helps you do exactly that with less effort and fewer problems. Subject 5. What results to expect and common mistakes to avoid. When nourishing mulch is done correctly, results don't take long to show. Within a couple of weeks, leaves become deeper green, stems thicken, flower drop reduces, soil stays cooler and moist even during heat waves. Over time, fruits grow more evenly and plants handle stress better. But there are mistakes to avoid. Don't use fresh green grass clippings. They heat up and steal nitrogen. Always let grass dry first. Don't pile mulch against the stem. This is one of the most common causes of rot and pest problems. Don't apply mulch too thin. A thin layer dries out fast and doesn't protect nutrients. And don't forget to water before mulching. This one mistake alone can ruin the entire setup. When done right, nourishing mulch doesn't just help tomatoes survive, it helps them thrive naturally. Healthy soil grows healthy plants. And when your soil starts feeding your tomatoes, you'll notice you need to do less while harvesting more. At the end of the day, growing great tomatoes isn't about using more products or stronger fertilizers. It's about creating soil that works for your plants instead of against them. This nourishing mulch trick turns simple materials into a slow, natural feeding system. It feeds the soil, protects moisture, and gives your tomatoes what they need, steadily, gently, and naturally. If you've ever struggled with weak growth, flower drop, or disappointing harvests, don't change everything at once. Just change how you mulch. Try this method on one tomato plant and compare it with the others. I'm confident you'll see the difference. If this video helped you, hit the like button. It really helps this channel reach more gardeners. Subscribe for simple, practical gardening tips that actually work in real gardens. And let me know in the comments, have you ever tried feeding your tomatoes through mulch, or is this your first time? I'll see you in the next video. Happy gardening!